Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Troy here. Are you trapped in unhealthy eating patterns? And what I mean by that is that you sort of you kind of like lean towards comfort in terms of some of your food choices, and you kind of just blindly follow like societal norms, like, oh, this is when we eat pizza, or this is when we eat hot dogs. I have a surprise for you. It's cake, and sometimes we just kind of get lulled into that, and we're unaware of alternatives. So in this video, I'm going to talk about some alternatives to that kind of diet, which maybe we could refer to as like the SAD diet, the standard American diet. My name is Troy. I'm a former fat guy, and I'm going to share some concepts and ideas in this video to help you explore taking control of your weight. And if you're carrying around some excess body fat right now, you don't have to do it forever. You can make that choice. You can make some changes, and we'll talk about them in this video. If you find value in this stuff, what I ask is that you let me know with a thumbs up or a subscription. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it means the world to me. And I'd love for you to share your experience in the comments below. People who are successful out there, I'd love to hear what's going well for you. Share that knowledge so that you can help the next guy. So let's go. If you're struggling, it doesn't have to be that way, but there are some principles which you can use along your journey to help you. Now, consider this. Number one, you don't need to eat so darn much. It took me a while to really wrap my head around this concept, right? That I didn't need to just stuff myself until I was, just overflowing with food, because we're very fortunate to have access to such an abundance of food in most of our experience. If you're watching this on the internet right now, congratulations, you're a rich person, and you have access to so much food that it makes it easy to overeat. So the idea is, guys, we don't need to eat so darn much. Wrap your head around that. It took me a while to realize that, and once I started to understand, it really helped me. Most of us overeat. We're not at risk of starvation or undereating because we're so very fortunate. But our problem is of excess. Eat less, and you'll feel better. I'd love to hear what you think. Number two, pay attention to what you're eating. Bring mindfulness in. A way to do this is by using a food journal. So the invitation is, guys, if you're new to this, for the next 3 days, write down every single thing that you eat. If you're going to put it in your mouth, write it down. Don't even change. Eat whatever you want. But the only rule is that you have to write it down before you put it in your face. And guess what? When you do that, when you're really paying attention, it makes it less likely for you to eat the thing because you have to write it down. There's a degree of accountability there. The funny thing, the reason I'm starting to laugh is because that for me, I'm so lazy that having to write it down makes me just not want to eat the thing. But bringing awareness in and not just mindlessly stuffing our face with no consequences, no accountability, is something to consider. Bringing mindfulness in. You can do that by food journaling. And the other thing that doing a food journal can help you with, which is number 3, is eat the same thing. Guys, it's just easier. When you are figuring out what works for you, because it takes a while to do that, right? You kind of you got to sort through a bunch of things, and you finally figure out what works for you. And then why change it? Guys, stick with the same thing, right? And too many people fail because their menu just needs to be so diverse. And it's true that you should eat the rainbow, but it makes it hard on you from a shopping standpoint and a cooking standpoint and a planning and all these things. And it's already going to be hard. You don't need to make it harder on yourself by having this crazy menu. So I know I'm going down a rabbit hole, but the point is very important. To be successful here, sometimes it helps, and it helps me to simplify by just eating the same thing. And what that makes it easier for you to do is to make adjustments. When you eat the same thing, then when it's time to like cut back a little bit, like, oh, I don't really feel like I'm making progress, then you can reduce something, and it's very easy for you to do that. If you're eating all different types of stuff, just kind of random, it's really hard to know what it is that's causing the problems or benefits or whatever. It makes it hard to identify, troubleshoot, adjust. So guys, eat the same thing. Now, if you haven't explored intermittent fasting, I want you to explore that in a way that works for you. Thinking along the lines of we don't need to eat so darn much. We don't need to eat in such a way that we're always digesting, because it feels good to not be digesting sometimes, in my opinion. I notice that mindful use of fasted periods, especially around sleep times, I feel like there's some benefit in that. Now, everyone is different, and I understand that. But guys, the invitation is to explore fasting in a way that feels right for you. Some people will just sort of extend the period of time when they're sleeping, right? They're fasted. And they extend that period of time by just not having their first meal of the day until like lunchtime, let's say. But guys, there's something to that there. Intermittent fasting. Explore it in a way that feels right for you. Next, macronutrients. Learn about how different macronutrients affect you. Use protein strategically. Protein is your ally. Healthy fats, use them as well. Know how they affect your body. Everyone is different in terms of certain healthy fats. Some people can eat dairy and eggs, other people not so much. Same thing with things like beef. So you have to experiment with macronutrients, but learn how the macros affect your body and then adjust them accordingly. Finally, the cheat day strategy. Guys, employ the cheat day strategy to help you maintain your sanity and not give up because you feel like, geez, it's taken so long for me to see any kind of real good progress here. And I feel like I'm really suffering because I'm not able to eat any of my favorite foods. This sucks. It's not worth it. The cheat day strategy can help you overcome those feelings. And what it is, let's say one day a week, Saturday will be the day that you decide, hey, you know what? On Saturday, I'm going to eat whatever it is that I want. I'm going to eat lasagna or chicken parmesan. I'm going to have ice cream this day, pancakes. And you can just have one meal or you can do one whole day. But the cheat day strategy enables you to put off gratification so that you tell yourself, you know what, I'm not going to eat this thing, whatever it is, whatever this craving is that I'm having right now, I'm not going to eat it now. I'm going to wait until my day. And then when the day comes, you allow yourself that grace to eat the thing, but you don't have to. And many times when the day comes, that sort of strong urge or craving, whatever, it's already passed. And so you can just kind of nourish yourself on your cheat day, sort of refill your reserves of of willpower and whatever else, however it is that you want to wrap your head around the idea. But many people find it to be helpful. I'd love to hear what you think. I'd love to hear what you find to be helpful. And thank you so much for watching the video. If you got value out of this, give me a like, smash that subscribe, ring the bell. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.